Welcome back, everyone, to Malaysia Money Matters. It's March 20th, 2025. And, well, today we're going to, dive into all things money, Malaysian companies, what's happening globally, the political scene, you name it. We're here to break it down, make it clear, and hopefully make it interesting, too. So, ready to jump in?
Yeah, sounds good. Lots to unpack today. I'm seeing a lot of action with Malaysian companies, especially.
Right, me too.
Yeah.
Affin Bank, for one, seems to be making like a ton of moves. They've got this new agreement with MUFG Bank.
Yeah, that 3-year partnership with MUFG Bank Malaysia, it's all about boosting trade between Malaysia and Japan, really,
Right.
focusing on some key sectors.
Like what specifically? I mean, it's got to be more than just a handshake, right?
Oh, definitely. They're targeting things like green transformation initiatives, digital innovation, the semiconductor industry, even healthcare. It's all tied to those industrial master plans both countries have.
So they're following the blueprints. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Plus, it fits right in with that Malaysia-Japan Comprehensive Strategic Partnership they signed back in, what was it, December 23.
Exactly. It's building on that. Datuk Wan Razli Abdullah over at Affin Bank, he was talking about, creating these tailored solutions, getting cross-border trade flowing smoothly. And on the MUFG side, Motohiro Kuda, he emphasized supporting clients here and linking them up with opportunities in Japan and the whole region, really.
So connections, connections, connections. And MUFG's been in Malaysia for ages, haven't they? Since like the 50s.
Yeah, 1957, I think, gives them a good foothold here. So for our listeners, if you're a Malaysian business looking to expand into Japan, especially in these emerging sectors, green tech, digital stuff, definitely something to watch. Oddly enough, though, Affin Bank's shares dipped a bit after the announcement.
Huh. The market works in mysterious ways. So Affin Bank also partnered with Halogen Capital on this Bitcoin fund. Kind of an unexpected move, no?
Yeah, it's interesting. The Halogen Sharia Defensive Bitcoin Fund. It's it's a different approach. They're mixing low-risk Islamic fixed deposits with Bitcoin, trying to balance capital preservation with, the potential upside of crypto, and it's all, Sharia compliant.
So playing both sides. Interesting. Who is this fund for, though?
Mainly sophisticated investors, those with a shorter-term outlook, maybe 2 years. There's a minimum investment, 10,000 ringgit, and the usual fees, of course. Halogen Capital is saying it's like a new way for high-net-worth individuals and institutions to get into digital assets, and Affin Bank sees it as a safe way to dip your toes into the crypto water, so to speak.
Right, a cautious entry. Switching gears a bit, Phillip Capital put out a warning about HE Group's earnings. What's the story there?
Seems like they're expecting a drop, mostly because of delays in contract rollouts. They haven't hit their targets. And their target price got cut, a lot.
Ouch. Anything specific holding them back?
Yeah, it's the semiconductor sector. Bids are down. Clients are hesitant, putting expansion plans on hold. Phillip Capital slashed their earnings estimates, for the next few years by a pretty big percentage.
Not great news. But is HE Group just sitting around?
No. They're shifting focus. They're looking more at the data center market now. That's where most of their current tenders are. They still have some semiconductor orders to fill, but, they're adapting.
Smart move. So, EcoWorld International. Sales, but no revenue. How does that even work?
It's because of how they recognize revenue from overseas property sales. It takes time. The money isn't booked until the actual transfer happens.
Ah, the lag. So, even with the sales, they reported a loss.
Yeah, a net loss. No immediate revenue, lower foreign exchange gains, less profit from joint ventures, all added up. They've sold all their residential units in Australia, though, which is something. New launches are on ice for now because of market conditions. They do have cash on hand, but London's market is tough right now, high interest rates and all that.
Tough market indeed. Now on to IPOs. Fibermat, the geotechnical services company, going for the ACE market. Big step.
Yeah, they want to up their game. More access to capital, higher profile. Good move for them.
What's the plan for the money they raise?
Mostly equipment. New machinery to boost production, expand what they can do. Plus, the usual working capital and listing expenses. They've got a lot of projects on the go right now. It's a chance for investors to get in on a company involved in, the nuts and bolts of construction and development.
Makes sense. Then there's PEOPLElogy, also aiming for the ACE market. Different kind of company, though.
Right. They're all about consultancy and training, human capital development, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Also looking at a second quarter listing.
Similar fundraising goals.
Well, they want to grow their business, of course, but they're also putting money into R&D, specifically software. They want to help build up Malaysia's digitally skilled workforce. So if you're interested in that sector, it's one to watch.
Definitely. Lim Sahai Capital, they're actually debuting on the ACE market this Friday. And their earnings are up. Talk about good timing.
Yeah, their profit jumped, mostly thanks to construction work. Revenue's up too. And they've declared a dividend already. Not bad.
Plus, they've got that KL Tower concession, right? Bit of a landmark.
Exactly, diversifying their income streams. So yeah, keep an eye on them. New listing, interesting ventures. Could be something there.
For sure. NCT Alliance is buying into a Sabah developer, expanding their reach.
Yeah, they're taking a majority stake in Satarashwara. 22 million ringgit.
And what does Satarashwara bring to the table?
Development rights for a huge plot of land in Sabah. It's slated for this massive mixed development project, Ion Marina Bay. Billions of ringgit. NCT Alliance's second project in Sabah. Seems like they're bullish on the region.
Interesting. IT Max, the surveillance company, landed a pretty big contract. Smart cities and all that.
Yeah, 26 million ringgit from Seberang Perai City Council, installing and maintaining CCTV cameras. For a long time, too, like 9 years or something. Adds to their other surveillance contracts.
Makes sense. Heitech Padu had a CEO shakeup, didn't they?
Yeah, the CEO resigned, only been there a few months, said he's pursuing other opportunities. It's the second CEO to leave quickly. A little unusual. But they did win some big projects recently.
So a bit of a mixed bag there. Gagasan Nadi made a big affordable housing sale, right?
Yeah, over 500 units to the Selangor Housing and Property Board. Big money. Those units are going into a rental program for, lower and middle income residents.
Well, to see. TSR Capital got a big contract too, I think. Infrastructure stuff.
Yeah, over 200 million ringgit from Kuasa Land. Building infrastructure and a water reservoir in Kuasa Damansara. Huge win for them. Way bigger than their market cap, actually.
Wow, that is big. SolarVest signed a solar power agreement. Renewable energy keeps rolling.
Yep, a big one with TNB. 60 megawatts. Long-term deal, too, over 20 years. Good for their bottom line, for sure. Shows how much the renewable energy sector is growing here.
Absolutely. Sapur Industrial is teaming up with a German company.
Mubia, yeah. They're going to help Sapur Industrial improve their automotive component manufacturing. Things like stabilizer bars, coil springs. Mubia provides the know-how. Sapur Industrial pays royalties. Should open up new markets for them.
Good for the Malaysian automotive industry as a whole. The Malaysian Automotive Association thinks car sales are going to bounce back this month, by the way.
Yeah, they're expecting a bit of a rebound. Pre-Hari Raya demand, manufacturers clearing out inventory. But overall, they still think this year's sales will be down.
A bump, but not a boom.
Okay.
YTL Power is getting into supercomputers, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, they're launching an NVIDIA supercomputer. Could be one of the first in the region with that new Blackwell platform. Putting Malaysia on the map for AI cloud computing. It'll be at their green data center in Johor.
Big news for Malaysian tech. And what about KLK? Their outlook seems pretty bright.
RHB Investment Bank is predicting a big jump in their profit. Higher production, lower costs. They're even looking at a property joint venture. Good signs.
Excellent. Oh, quick note on petrol prices. RON 97 and RON 95 are staying put. Diesel in Peninsular Malaysia is dropping a bit, but just until the 26th. East Malaysia prices are unchanged.
Okay, let's zoom out to the global scene. China's economy is making headlines.
Yeah, Chinese officials are doing a bit of a charm offensive, meeting with business leaders, trying to reassure everyone that, things are still good long term. After that FDI drop and the trade tensions with the U.S., it makes sense.
So damage control. But are people buying it?
Seems like some are. Several CEOs have said they'll invest more, and Beijing's promising to boost domestic spending. They need to get things moving again, especially with the property market still struggling. It matters to us. China's economy affects everyone.
Definitely. BofA is warning about a possible correction in Chinese stocks, though. What's their take? They're saying this rally might not last. They see similarities to what happened back in 2015, boom and bust. Investors in China are worried about jobs, deflation, credit, and, all the geopolitical stuff. So if you're invested in Chinese stocks, maybe proceed with caution.
Good advice. Chinese banks are cutting loan rates like crazy, too. What's up with that?
Trying to boost demand. Rates are super low. It's a sign of how competitive things are between banks and how weak loan demand is right now. People are nervous. But it could also mean more bad loans down the road. It shows how much China wants to stimulate its internal economy.
Interesting. India is thinking about tariffs on steel imports, right? Following the trend.
Yeah, looks like it. Temporary safeguard duties, they're calling them.
Yeah.
12% on a bunch of steel products, like what the U.S. and others have done. India is a huge steel producer themselves. So they want to protect their own industry. More trade protectionism, basically.
Not surprising. What's Indonesia doing? They kept interest rates steady, didn't they?
Yeah. Bank Indonesia held firm. Global uncertainty, trade wars, fiscal policy, all playing a role. The rupee dipped recently, and so did the stock market. They're keeping a close eye on things. Important for us, too. You know, what happens in Indonesia.
For sure. Gold is at a record high, isn't it?
Yep, all-time high. Safe haven demand, Middle East tensions, trade worries. Everyone's waiting to see what the U.S. Fed does. Gold looks good when things are uncertain.
True. Any news on Ukraine?
Putin agreed to a temporary ceasefire, sort of, just for energy infrastructure, and only for a month. Ukraine went for it. Maybe it'll lead to something more. Or maybe Putin's just stalling. Who knows? Big implications either way.
Definitely. U.S. shipping fees are causing a stir, I hear.
Yeah, the Trump administration wants to charge fees on Chinese commercial ships coming into U.S. ports. Shipping groups are pushing back, saying it'll hurt the U.S. economy, raise prices for consumers, and they don't think it'll really hurt China's shipbuilding industry that much.
Makes you wonder. Penang wants to be an international financial center. Ambitious.
Very. They're putting out feelers, looking for expressions of interest. They want to build on Penang's strengths, semiconductors, high-tech, complement KL's financial center. Could be big for the region.
Lots of potential. Last one. Big AI news. NVIDIA and Elon Musk teaming up.
Yeah, with Microsoft and BlackRock. They've formed this AI infrastructure partnership, pouring money into data centers and energy, the stuff AI needs. There are other big AI projects in the works globally, too. This is a big deal. AI is changing everything.
It really is. So, wow, that was a lot. Malaysian companies making moves, global market shifting, geopolitical tensions simmering. That's a lot to keep track of. Hopefully this helped clarify things a bit.
Definitely. And don't forget to subscribe to Malaysia Money Matters so you don't miss out on any of this. There's always something new happening. We'll keep you in the loop.
Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you would like a deeper dive into all the investment opportunities from today's news, subscribe to my newsletter at moneymatters.substack.com. I will be sharing a deeper analysis of the key investment opportunities from today's news, including what makes these opportunities stand out and how they fit into the broader market trends. By subscribing to the Malaysia Money Matters newsletter, you will also get exclusive insights on my watch list and portfolio and fundamental reports on Malaysian listed companies.